Temarah
and Brooke.
Episode 36. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
We love you, but life is good regardless.
Yes, so today we are serving up a fresh episode and we're diving into the world of burgers with a twist that's straight out of Wynberg.
Righto, Wynberg, righto.
Guys.
That's right. So today we're chilling with Samir. That's right. Today we're chilling with Samir, the culinary genius behind the Wynburger. Wynburger. Was it a Wynberg? Wynberg. So he's the home of the iconic pumpkin fritter burger. Samir, welcome to Talks with Temarah. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Liquor. Thank you so much.
So Samir, you're 31, you're a qualified chef, Wynberg born and bred.
Yes.
So
correct.
you got this dope burger joint. Let's set the scene, right? Tell us about what was it like growing up in Wynberg and how did the food become your vibe?
Well, basically, I'm a creative person. I love working in the kitchen. I love playing with knives, basically. That's how I became a chef.
Liquor.
Skating, everything. It just came all at once, But I've been skating for the past 20 years, and that's like every skater is also, majority of us are actually chefs,
Oh, is it?
So, because it's a crazy industry to be in. It's not for the faint hearted, to be honest.
Fun fact.
It's quite hard, but you need to have passion. If you don't have passion, you're not going to survive.
100%. So, I mean, you got a killer combo, like you said, food, skating, and also helping people through food. So, take us back, Samir, in Wynberg. What is your food memory that stuck with you? Or maybe your mom's kitchen or something in the area. I mean, before we even answer that question, guys, Wynberg, we're talking 021, we're talking youngster, white, that's the quarters we're living in. And I mean, we're from the same hood, so that is us. But what food memory do you have that maybe stuck with you, maybe from your mom or a local spot in the area?
Basically, there's many, There's like pumpkin fritters will always remind me of home.
Okay.
Say, that smell, man.
Cinnamon with the sugar.
Yo.
Yo.
It's not right without
Rooibos tea. That's the big
That
combo.
is a spot. Oh my gosh, that is the combo, friend.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah.
Was mom the one to always make these meals that you always maybe missed and that inspired you?
My sister. Basically.
Okay.
My mother used to make it, but I think my sister, she mastered it.
Oh, yeah, shout out to your sister.
She mastered it. She basically helps me in the kitchen, so she's like my right-hand woman there in the kitchen.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have to give credits to her.
And her name is?
Latifa.
Latifa.
Okay, no, liquor. So tell me, before we just ask you the next question, so master pumpkin fritters. How do you master it? What is it? We know it's pumpkin, it's sugar, it's cinnamon, but how do you really master it?
I mean, to be honest, consistency. The first few years I had a lot of critics.
Okay.
People told me I must stick to a normal convictional bun and leave the pumpkin fritters. And it did affect me, but you know what? Deep down I knew, okay, wait, go back to the drawing board. See how I can come up with a different, but keep the pumpkin fritter, because I know I have something good, It's just patience, trial and error, consistency.
100%, man.
I love that.
That's like super dope, right, Samir? So skating's a big part of your life too, right? Were you ever like flipping burgers in your head while you're skating, doing tricks at a skate park? Or, like, how does those two worlds like come together? Skating and food.
Skating is like, for me, it's my freedom.
Okay.
Food is my passion, So I try to combine the two together. I want to help communities as well through skateboarding, food. I don't know. It's all part of life, I guess. You have to find yourself. You have to lose yourself first to find yourself, and that's when all these other things unfold in front of you. So you just have to keep consistent. Keep doing what you're doing.
Agreed.
And love what you do. That's the main thing. Love what you're doing.
Guys, you love your work, then what work?
Never
work
work a
a day in your life.
There we go. So off the record, best skate park in Cape Town. Or your favorite?
Yo, I don't have a favorite. I like the streets, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I see. On the pavement and so.
Yeah.
No, liquor.
I can't pick a favorite because it depends on the vibe, you know. Sometimes it's good energy, sometimes it's bad energy. So I can't hand pick a favorite.
Okay, fair.
But there is a lot of skate parks that's popping up. But for me, I was born and bred in street. You know, what I mean? So I enjoy street skating and a park. I feel like I'm in a bird cage when I'm there, like limited to like this. So I like to expand.
You just want to skate in the people's halls, you say?
Yeah, I want to skate everywhere.
No, liquor, I love it. So tell me, so you're a qualified chef who worked with some big names, right? One of them being Arabella Hotel. Ooh, have you been there before?
No, I want to go there, please.
We're on our way. So tell me, what is it like starting out in those high pressure kitchens, and what are the epic moments or total disasters that you've been through?
Well,
Tell us, let's take it back a bit, Chief. At Arabella Hotel, you got accepted, you're now working, you got now your full-time job. How did you enter? Nerves? What was all going through?
Yo, to be honest, the first 6 months, like before service, I literally used to go to the toilet. Like, nah. Nervous because I know chef is gonna scout me out. No,
I was food in the area.
A chef can be very hard on me.
Okay.
It built me. You know what I mean? The pressure built me. Eventually, after that 6 months, I was okay. Like, I'm now excited. Now I know what I must do. I know what's expected of me. But that first 6 months, it was tough. It wasn't easy. Always, and plus, I was the only Muslim chef in the kitchen. Shamsi, come here quickly. There's a Muslim guest here. Then I'm going to speak and represent. You must know how to do it. But it was fun, you know. I enjoyed it. I worked, I think, like a month in banqueting, a month in production. And then I told them I want to be, I like a grill. And I like the hot section. So they pushed me to a la carte kitchen, which was a fine dining, which made me realize, okay, this is where I really want to be.
Starting.
Yeah, and ever since then, they kept me there.
You're good, you flourished.
And we were there for what? How long were you at Arabella Hotel for?
For 2 years. And when I left, I worked like a month in the kitchen here.
Okay.
And because of this idea that I had,
yes,
I've been telling everybody, people didn't want to believe, like,
I love it.
I would want
Yeah,
to be
I can't like picture it, man.
you know what I mean? And then I basically decided, you know what? I came home. I worked a month in the industry and I don't feel like working for anybody. So as soon as that paycheck came through, I'm like, chef, I'm coming, I'm going to mosque. You never saw me again. You never see me again.
And where did you study? Where did you get your chef skills all from? Where did you study?
Falls Bay College, musical campus. That was, and I got students also that's working for me from the same campus. You know?
Nice.
Yeah, so I would like to continue that. And,
the mentorship, everything, the support. All right, so let's talk about the main course, the Wynburger. You started this business on November the 1st, 2019, and it's all about a journey of flavors. The pumpkin fritter burger is the star. Born from a Ramadan craving at Arabella, walk us through that moment when you're like, haha, pumpkin fritter and a burger.
So basically, I was working at the Arabella. It was like my first time away from home. I remember phoning my sister. I'm like, Latifa, don't you have a recipe there for me for a pumpkin fritter? I'm craving it. But at the same time, I'm like, I had to steal a patty because nobody must know that I'm making new burgers. I didn't want to eat the stock food. And I'm like, okay, I got, the connections. Actually, it wasn't a patty. It was a fillet steak first.
Okay.
And then I made me a pumpkin fritter. So I made me two, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put egg, I'm going to put avo and everything together. I couldn't even eat half of it because my stomach shrunk that much. And that's how the pumpkin fritter burger came about, I used to tell people, like, for the past 2 years, I told them, this is the idea, this is what I want to do.
Amazing.
Can't we put this on the menu? They made fun of me. I even made a prawn burger, and that's when they quote me with a prawn burger. I would never heard the end of that story. They always like the burger chef that's always making that stealing the prawns. Because I used to make me prawn burgers on the regular.
On the regular?
Yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah.
That's all right, we are now over here. Okay, so that's how it originated. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, with so many restaurants booming in Cape Town. I mean, the culinary, I mean, how the restaurants are just coming and going. Well, coming and just coming, not even going anywhere. Have you heard of the pumpkin fritter burger anywhere in Cape Town? It's lingering somewhere. I'm sure you've done your research on it.
Before I started, I googled anywhere.
I'm sure. Yes,
nothing.
I googled like different types of buns, so when I see something, I would always try to incorporate it in my own way.
Yes, 100%. Add your own flavor.
Add my own flavors, but be original. Be
100%.
Stick to my roots of what I like, what I grew up with, and try to. So I won't put something on the menu if I'm not gonna eat it every day. You see,
100%.
So a pumpkin fritter, I'll eat it any day with caramel sauce.
And it's healthy. Let's start there. Our pumpkin is very healthy for you.
It's healthy.
It's an alternative to
it's wholesome.
It's wholesome, yes, definitely.
Right? I mean, I love the origin of that story, so thank you very much for that. And I mean, for anyone that hasn't had the pleasure of visiting the Wynburger just yet, I'm sure they will after this. Paint us a picture of this pumpkin fritter burger. What is in it? Why is it so addictive? How much sugar are we adding? Can we taste the sugar? Or is it just pumpkin? But don't give us your secret though.
Okay. So basically, I have a fritter that I toast, right? First, it was 2 fritters when I started.
Okay.
Very oily. It was overwhelming.
Okay.
People gave me a lot of critics, so I went back to the drawing board and I was like, you know what?
I was
at Makers Land and I did I graduated. I did a course with them.
Okay.
I graduated and I had to do I think about 200 something sliders, and I'm like, if I must make 400 sliders, where am I gonna get the time for all of this? And then I decided, you know what, make it thicker, cut it in half, toast it. And then I started toasting, gave a different texture.
Yes.
It wasn't oily.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, this is definitely something that I've unlocked now. I have a pasting sauce, a patty, caramel, famous caramel sauce to complement it. So it's like sweet, savory, tangy, smoky. Everything is done on the fire. So yeah.
You smell it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Wow. No, I can smell that.
Exactly. You're making me starving right now. So you're all about fresh produce, which is huge, right? So why is using fresh ingredients so important to you? And how does that lie or tie into bringing Wynberg's flavor to every title?
Freshness is your ingredients is very important. I was brought in the industry. If you don't have fresh ingredients, they don't serve it. I was like the chefs were like OCD, like what's the taste on this thing? It was 2 days time, please send it back. We're not good, it must last long, all of those things. So that's what the industry taught me, freshness always, and you will always have repeated customers.
Love that. And that is so true because I worked in the culinary industry just for like marketing purposes. Maybe tomato sauce, they go over the date.
Yeah.
No matter how small butter, they go over the date. Yeah. And it's so important, and it just adds that, you can just know that crunch, that freshness to it.
I would feel guilty though. I would feel guilty. I would never ever, I don't think I would even if it's cutting into my pocket, I would rather serve you something fresh and know that you're gonna come back. Then just do it just so that they can get your money. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So started a burger joint in 2019, right before the world went wild. Must have been a ride of a time. So what were your biggest wins, your toughest challenges with the Wynburger off the ground?
Well, there was lots of ups and downs, I think it was 2021 where I won the hustle competition, ShopRite hustle competition. I was the top 20.
Wow.
One of the top 20. Yes, I featured in a lot of Gourmet Guide magazine, Makers Landing, and then lost my mom.
And
then you lost your mom.
Yeah. The day I started, I signed my lease. 8 days later, my mom passed away.
I'm so sad.
I'm confident, and I can say it without breaking or anything.
But it must have hit you hard when you started a new adventure. And so you've persevered clearly.
Yeah.
You've become so strong. Do you dedicate this business to her? What's your feeling?
Basically, she gave me the right to start it. She told me look, you can do this. There's no, if you don't work for a boss, you don't have to.
Respect.
But just make sure you're gonna commit and don't chicken out when things get tough. I
There we
mean,
go. Amazing.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Really love it.
So-
Man, respect.
Yeah, we have so much respect to you, and thank you for sharing that with us. So yeah, respect to your grind. You mentioned earlier about helping people through your food. It's a big part of your mission. So how does the Wynburger give back to the Wynberg community, and what does it mean to rep for your hometown like this?
Basically, my dream is to have an MPO to give back to them.
Amazing.
Talking my language, yeah.
Luckily enough, I've joined a team called the Upcountry Feeding Hands, which is right opposite me.
Wow.
Oh yes, the green wall there, you know.
So I
Wow.
went I think it was last month. Last month May. I did my first outreach, Paket Bear. We fed the
Wow.
whole community.
That is for
Yeah. So
Just
we
like
left the
camping lands.
Friday. We left the Friday.
Nice.
Fed the Saturday. I mean, I had like 4 hours sleep for the whole weekend, which was nice. I love it. You know what I mean? It was like everything was aligned to happen. You know what I mean? I wanted my own MPO. I'm part of an organization.
On your doorstep.
On my doorstep.
Could it get any better?
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? I'm grateful for that.
Wow.
So basically, I just like now there's another outreach that's happening. So I'm excited for that.
When is that?
That's this weekend coming.
Wow, the man is busy.
That's this weekend happening. So hopefully, if you get this place, we will be going to Sharon.
Wow.
Sometimes we'll go to different. Well, I don't know. They will let us know.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited.
That's amazing. That's
But
amazing.
my business
work.
must continue. I go. My business must continue.
I mean, that's a sustainability
Yes,
in
yes.
your work. You can't micromanage everything.
yes.
Well done to you.
Very, 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 very inspiring. So I mean, random food business isn't all about burgers and vibe. It's long hours, tough days, as you may have said. So tell me, what keeps you fired up when things get going rough?
Cold plunges.
Do you?
I will jump in the ocean.
Before I
huh?
came down to the cold plunge. I literally.
That's why you have the youthful skin and everything.
Full lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, would you
Well,
do a cold plunge?
7 o'clock in the morning, 8 degrees, 9
Get one at home or where do you do
No,
it?
you go to the
I
ocean.
take a train.
You take a train.
Straight from Wynberg to Delbrook. Cold plunge.
Ah, see my own.
Hectic.
Open up my
No,
shop.
you inspire me now. Maybe we should.
Let's pause on the Delbrook. This Delbrook and cold plunge is a trend, it's going everywhere.
That's a trend. I've been doing it before the trend.
Okay, but then how big is it? Like, how big is it right now in winter? In June.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see a lot of people that turn red. You
How
see
kind,
that-
Lord, I would be that.
So, I mean,
It's still busy.
still busy.
Like, I just-
There's a,
I don't even know.
there's a, what's it called?
Sauna.
Like a sauna. I never tried it.
Yes, there's a mobile sauna there.
So if you're getting cold, too cold, like I know once my friend almost got hypothermia. He couldn't get home, he put on a car heater, he couldn't drive properly. Luckily, I had a friend that was living in Wynberg at the time.
Shower.
To shower, warm
Yeah,
shower,
yeah,
just
yeah.
to get his blood normal.
No, that will be me. I'll take us our
That's
friend.
because you want to talk to the women. It's, this girl is beautiful. Talk my leg. You will realize 45 minutes later, it goes.
Wow. Yeah, because it's supposed to be short stints.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like,
Okay.
it depends the time. Like
20 minutes.
20 minutes is a lot.
When we were way in there, all these people doing 20 minutes.
Onders,
Onders.
yeah. So we used to go in there, it is freaking
No.
cold. Then you're like this, then your body's so numb that you're like, I'm fine, can't you get a wave and you feel the
Yeah.
cold.
But it's a mental
Yes.
thing.
100%.
It's physical, it's spiritual, you know. It unlocks a lot of good benefits. You know? But if you're willing to challenge yourself, cold plunging is where you're gonna meet your Moses.
Ooh.
They say,
So we must make a thing here. We do a cold plunge.
yes, we have
Hey,
to know. We
let's
have
go.
to know.
Right here, episode coming from Delbrook.
Oh gosh, I don't know about that one, eh? But look, wow, amazing. Every morning
Well, not every
Most-
morning, most mornings.
when you can.
When I can.
But what time is this?
Well, Fajr, the summer.
Okay,
is first
yeah.
day. Like summer, of course, 4 I'm up already.
Wow.
Now in winter, it's tough to get out of bed. to be
Yeah.
honest, so
Yeah, friend.
about half past 7 I'm in the water.
Okay, decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
But other times when it's summer,
Uh,
half past 5 I'm in the water.
Oh, does it count if I'm out and in my car at 5 and I get to gym? It counts, no?
Oh, give you a brain cells. Okay, no liquor.
Okay, so I mean, it's time to spice things up. So we're gonna throw quick questions at you, and you're just gonna hit us with like the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay?
All right, one burger topping you love that you would never put on your burger.
A normal bun.
Okay, liquor.
Okay, if you had to eat one dish every day for the rest of your life, what's it gonna be?
It's called a Burmese. It's a Burmese dish called kausai, which is my mother's favorite dish that she made for us.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a coconut-based Burmese soup with pepper, fresh onions, chicken. Very nice, like
Wow.
linguine pasta. You know, beautiful.
When we come for supper?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, next one. So you love skating. So a skate trick you always want to land, but you can't stick. You can't do it.
Nollie leg flip.
What?
Nollie leg flip.
What's that? No, that's
That's grinding.
What's it going with you?
So you're gonna pop and then you flip it late. So you first and then you're floating and then you flip.
Then you flip, then you land.
Yeah.
And the word is what? Nollie?
Leg flip.
Okay, we'll get it there for you guys.
So Samir, what's the weirdest food combo that you've ever tried?
Yo, to be honest, peanut butter and mayonnaise.
You do that.
Never threw out the mayonnaise.
Does
People do that.
Yes, tastes like McDonald's.
No.
I'm joking.
I'm gonna try it.
It's actually, it's, I mean, you can do it if you want to. I mean, I'll always try new things. You never know. You never know until you try.
Well,
I mean, I came up with chili chocolate wings.
chili chocolate
Chocolate
wings.
wings.
Yeah.
That's on your menu.
It was on my menu, but it will come
Chili
with
chocolate, I can.
That's actually nice.
And I had Red Bull
Wings.
chili wings.
Red Bull.
Yeah. People use cook sometimes in there. Yeah, I know that combo.
I'm learning a lot of new things.
All right, one last one. So what's the one ingredient that screams Wynberg to you on your burger?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Got the boomer right
I like it.
there. That is so true. That is so true. It's just like a question also I want to ask you. Are you like on TikTok and social media?
Yes.
No, not for business purposes. We'll get to that part. But just want to say, are you on TikTok? You. Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're not.
For my business, yes.
Yes, but for you personally.
For me personally, I joined it too. I'm like, okay.
No, man, these are all about concoctions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the word? You know what
No.
concoctions?
No.
Okay, that's what happened. We'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
But for the viewers listening, know exactly what we're talking about.
I think I saw that on there, I think. I remember.
Oh, God. Love it.
So Sabine, this has been such a vibe. Thank you so much for being us. The Wynberg is clearly a love letter to Wynberg and great food. So what's next for you? Any new menu items, big dreams, or maybe a Wynburger food truck rolling out through the streets?
What's the plan?
I would like to expand, but I'm taking my time. I first basically want to get onto Uber Eats. I need to get on a delivery service. But a lot of people have been asking me. I must stop procrastinating.
That's a
the
great
word.
No, put yourself down. You're doing well.
Yeah.
You're doing
Yes,
well.
yes.
You're doing well.
Yeah, but it will get there.
100%.
I wanna get go to the northern suburbs, pop up in the northern suburbs.
Listen.
A lot of people have been asking.
Nice.
But yeah, I will keep that under the wraps.
I'll keep it hold down.
Something's
Yeah.
cooking.
Nothing
You know.
tastes like the South. Then when I'm in the North, I always list for the South the food.
Yes.
And yeah, it's not so bad.
When you date in the north, but we carry on. Anyway, love the vision for that. So, okay, before we go, tell our listeners where can they find you and how can we support you?
Okay, so I'm basically based at number 71 Castletown Road, Wynberg, opposite Wittewoman Station, on the corner of Parker and Castletown Road. I'm on the corner.
And what are your trading hours?
So I trade Wednesday to Saturday at the moment.
Okay.
Wednesday 12 till 6, Thursday 11 till 6. I'll trade on a Friday, I'll trade from 2 o'clock. I'm from say 11 o'clock till 12:30.
Yeah.
Close for mosque, and we open 7 till 2. And then Saturdays 11 till 7.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we can try on a Saturday, man.
Yes.
They're gonna Friday there though.
You must come.
No, I've seen
your
what
party
happened.
shoes there. People
Really?
start after that, you're gonna want to dance.
Yes, So, Samir, you're a legend. Thanks for bringing your food, your flavor, and your story to talk to Temarah and Brooke. We're definitely swinging by for a pumpkin fritter burger ASAP.
That's right. So yeah, thank you so much again, Samir. All the flavor chasers, this is the way you gotta go. Samir, Wynberg, Wynburger. That's where we at 021, you know we are. So yeah, guys, the Wynburger, follow them on social. We will have the details. And guys, that is episode 36. Thank you so much again.
Thank you for
Really
having
appreciate it. You will see us there soon. We will collab soon. But from our side, we love to say life is good
Regardless.
Bye.